Hello, welcome back to this week's final episode of Outlandish Claims. Just a little late because of the fact that it was a 3-day weekend, and stupid me, I forgot about that. So, 3-day weekends come first. Gentlemen, let's just jump right into our final thoughts. Mills, we'll start with you.
So final thoughts for the week for me are looking at the NBA. How bad the Knicks have looked this week against the Atlanta Hawks. Julius Randle pretty much going absolutely MIA. I honestly did not expect the Knicks to just roll over like this. I don't think many people really did because it was back and forth all season with the Hawks and the Knicks, and how disgusting it was for that one fan at the Garden to spit on Trae Young in Game 2. I mean, come on, we've had a lot of issues this year with fans already, and it's only been like a month that fans have been back into arenas and stadiums. I mean, we got to do better as fans, throwing stuff on fields, spitting on players, throwing popcorn on players. This is not really, it's not a good look for New York. It's not a good look for fans in general of places who are losing, anything like that. And in reality, where is that line drawn between fan, heckling and now harassment and assault? We're looking at, again, that popcorn incident in Philadelphia with Russell Westbrook, and the spitting on the fan from the fan on Trae Young, and then go back a couple weeks ago with Yankee fans throwing stuff on the field. It's disgusting. Honestly, it's just I have no words. So we as fans need to do better. Suck it up when your team's losing. Enjoy it when your team is winning. What fans are supposed to do. So those are my final thoughts regarding that. But again, back to the Knicks. Man, I praised you 2 weeks ago. And this is where I learned my lesson. Never praise the New York Knicks. That is all.
Spoken like a true Knicks fan. Never open your mouth about them because they're always going to find a way to let you down.
Well, I'm not even a Knicks fan. That's the funny part.
Oh, that is even funnier. You're right. And now, Mr. Demetrius, you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, and I've had these exact thoughts for the past couple of days. I'm never having expectations again. Let me tell you why. The New York Knicks and optimism and Knicks fans are akin to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. A love affair only wrought to bring pain and destruction. I fully expected us to lose at least 2 games, and now we're down 3-1. So, yeah, either we be the Warriors or we be the Warriors.
Well, I think Meech, that was honestly an unexpected and perfect segue because, as you can see, I am dressed in Knicks gear. I'm getting ready to sign a 10-day contract because they could use some scoring out there. The way that there's just been a lack of scoring consistently outside of Derrick Rose. But I'm going to take the alternative route here, and I'm going to say that there is reason for optimism. We shouldn't be upset because at the end of the day, here's the problem with Knicks fans. We get one step, and we try to take a mile. You get a slice of cake, all of a sudden we want the whole cake. Sometimes you can't have the whole cake. Sometimes you got to go on a diet. That's just the reality of the situation. Nobody expected this team to even be in this position. The fact that they are in a playoff series as the 4 seed with an MVP candidate, a most improved player, arguably another most improved player in R.J. Barrett, the former being Julius Randle, a coach of the year candidate in Tom Thibodeau. You got young pieces. You got veteran talent. You are a superstar away from being a serious contender in the Eastern Conference. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right, y'all. Don't let the fact that what's happening in this series deter you from what our future looks like, assuming that this momentum stays. We are going up against a team that has a top 5 overall pick and arguably the most underrated point guard in the league right now in Trae Young, right? They have depth at every position. You got Capella, you got Collins, you got Gallinari, Lemon Pepper Lou, playing like he's at Magic City all day. Okay, it ain't the Hawks Arena, whatever that name is. That's his home. It looks like Magic City in there. You got Huerter, Bogdanovich has been playing well. I mean, DeAndre Hunter is the third leading scorer, and he hasn't even played all that much. This is a stacked team, and right now we just don't have the consistent offense to keep up with a loaded Hawks team. You see that Julius Randle just flat out looks exhausted at times. I think that there's no surprise to that, given the fact that Thibodeau's star players usually are heavy on minutes, even though nobody expected him to be this god-right awful. Nobody expected that. But overall, we can use this to build. We have a star. We have another ascending star. We are a piece away from being a legitimate contender, not only within the Eastern Conference, but also the NBA. Let's stay calm. We'll get them back next season, regardless what happens.
Well, my final thoughts were cut off by some really bad audio. I don't know what happened. Zoom just didn't want to record it. So thanks a lot for nothing, Zoom. You completely cost about 8 minutes of the recording. Fun stuff that I'll never see the light of day. But my final thoughts revolve around this team, New York Islanders. Everybody wants to bellyache about the Knicks and how they suck and how they're not doing as well as they were during the season. That's fine. I understand. Take yourselves from Madison Square Garden, wearing the same colors that you're wearing, and just go to the Coliseum for Game 3. You don't have to change colors. Blue, white, and orange. Same thing. Mets people, you're all upset about Syndergaard being injured even longer. You're upset about how they can't seem to figure out how to hit other than maybe a game here and there. That's fine. Go to the Coliseum wearing those same colors. And the Islanders are there for you. They're certainly there for all the whining. And look at the guy with this hat covering his head right next to my head. Right there. That guy. Look at him. Look at him. And look at the guy above him. Look at the guy above him. Oh, no. Poor bastards. All of New York, whether we be Yankee fans, Met fans, Giants fans, Jet fans, Bills fans, Devils, Rangers, Islanders, Nets, Knicks. We all hate Boston. We can all unite behind the cause of Boston. We all want the Bruins to lose. We all want the Celtics to lose. We all want the Patriots to never ever find a way to win. We all want the Red Sox to go back to their 80 years of nothing. Join us. I am not an Islanders fan, but join us in our quest to see Boston go chipless now that Tom Brady is gone. That was their only hope. Let's put them on a city drought to rival Cleveland's. Let's unite behind these New York Islanders who are absolutely fantastic and fun to watch. And if I may, just one more shout out. Go Canadians. Way to choke Toronto out of the playoffs with the big paws of Carey Price. Couldn't have hoped for a better outcome. Now, if only the Islanders can kill Boston. That's our show for this week. We'll be back next week with more outlandish claims featuring Millz, Demetrius, and Mike. We'll see you then.